So you've got phase one pretty much ready to go. What are the next steps? What are the first next steps for Native Shark after phase one?
There's a lot.
Okay, I'm obsessed with phase two content. It's all I think about all day, every day. Because in phase one, we got all the fundamentals, all the foundation figured out, which means now we get to get into the really fun stuff. The way people talk in a variety of situations, you speak differently to your significant other or your child or your mom or your grandmother or the employee at the convenience store or your boss, and they speak differently to you than they speak to other people. So we get to play with all of that in phase two, which is so exciting to me. We also get to we cover all of the grammar that people use most of the time when they talk. Traditional educators in the past for Japanese have sort of organized grammatical concepts, which in what is sometimes feels like an arbitrary order, whereas ours, we mold the content around the way people talk. We have all these dialogues that native speakers wrote because they think, hey, this is the way people talk. This is the way people, interact in a situation. So we look at all of those and say, which concepts do I need to learn first? So those guide the content that we teach. We start with the way people use the language, and we work backwards from there to decide what you should be taught. And it just so happens that in phase two, you get all the great stuff about how people interact every day, which is my favorite part of the language.
It sounds like this platform is going to develop in a very, very interesting and dynamic way over time, but of course, that's only one half of the battle. Like, you are pitching the company to be a major player in the language education space. So what are the plans for Native Shark to expand its presence online and become the new kid in town, as it were?
Lots of plans there.
Yeah. How much time do you have?
Okay, so to start, we definitely want to expand our media presence, right? We want to build out this YouTube channel. We want to build out lots of searchable and useful content around learning Japanese. We also want to really improve our social experience, right? So when you interact with us on our social media, you'll find useful content there on your feed from us. And then the biggest thing, right, and I think this is what you were trying to get us to say, is we definitely are going out to other languages, right? Absolutely, that's the plan. As soon as possible. Nico and I have been working on what is the real system behind the way that content at Native Shark is developed. How do we keep this quality and this approach to many languages as we go? So that is absolutely something that we're planning on doing. And you probably have some things you want to say on that.
And in a way, the idea is to prove that Native Shark works for someone who wants to learn Japanese, which has a reputation for being a particularly difficult language to learn for an English speaker. On the one hand, we want to prove that this system works by giving our students who want to learn Japanese exactly what they want, getting them the level of ability that they are striving for. And then we want to replicate that in other languages. Languages have similarities and they have differences, so the platform would adapt depending on what we're teaching. We have a lot of plans in that regard, but we don't really talk about things until they're almost ready, which is why you don't hear us talking about other languages very often. We talk about Japanese a lot because we're doing it right now, but we do plan to expand onto bigger things. I don't want to say bigger and better things because the language you want to learn is the better thing, and no matter how obscure it may be, but we do want to give more people a simple method for reaching a high level of proficiency in a language. And not everyone wants to learn Japanese.
Fantastic. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I have to end the video on a somewhat silly note. Because we've unloaded a lot of information onto anybody who has the temperament to sit through all of this. So quickly, Caleb, what's your favorite color?
Pink, actually.
That's an easy answer.
Similar to the color of the shirt, but a bit more coral.
Yeah, he's told me before, so it's true. He's not just saying it.
Yeah.
And Nico, what is your favorite thing to get from the konbini?
Sparkling water, lemon flavored. Tansansui.
What's a konbini?
Oh, yeah.
A Japanese convenience store.
A konbini is a convenience store, sorry. But yeah, my favorite thing to get from a Japanese convenience store or konbini is tansansui. So carbonated water, especially lemon flavored.
can confirm he gets at least 3 a day.
I get like 1 or 2 a day.
All right, and where can we find Native Shark to begin our path to fluency?
Nativeshark.com.
Nativeshark.com. Or you can Google us.
Just
You can Google
Google
Native Shark
Native
too. We'll show up.